What's up, guys and gals? Today is going to be a little bit different, I guess. I want to do some updates. We finally got some rain, and man, we got a lot of rain. I'm going to do the updates on the ponds I've done this year. We're going to start with the little cattle pond, since it's right here close to the house. I guess Jimmy unloaded the dump truck there. This is my first time seeing it. Actually being back over here since it rained a good bit the other day. Okay, we've got some water in here. It don't look like a lot, but really that's a pretty good bit, considering the only water this pond is going to get is straight downfall. It's not got any runoff coming into it. If y'all watched any of these series of this pond's probably well over 80 something years old, what Frank said. So it's been here a long time, so it's looking good though. I don't see any washout spots. Looks like the ashes kind of dwindled down and settled pretty good. Let's look at these other ones over here. That pile looks pretty good. The cows have been walking in it. So yeah, this pond, it doesn't get any runoff anywhere, so it's just a watering hole. I did exactly what the farmer wanted me to do. I know, you know, it probably should have had a culvert set in it, but it's not one of those deals, you know. It's just got a natural overflow here, whatever you want to call it, run out. That's what this pond was. It wasn't a cut the core and, you know, redo all that and do it right, and like like we just did Worx pond, or like the other pond I did earlier this year. I know one guy said he wouldn't have done it this way, blah blah blah, this and that. It's just, you know, I did exactly what the farmer wanted, and he's happy with it. He paid me, so that's really all that matters. It's his opinion. But this was a fun little project. I hope I get more work from farmers around here doing stuff like this. You know, it's not that important that the pond has to be done, you know, like I would somebody's backyard pond or something like that. You know, it's just a watering hole. That's all it is. But yeah, I think it's looking good for, you know, what it is. I'm sure the cows are going to appreciate it later this year, especially when it gets hot. They'll have something to wade in, even though, you know, they'll destroy it. I mean, it'll have to be reworked probably in the next few years, but that's something he can do very easily with his tractor. All he's got to do is add some dirt to wherever they waller it out at, and yeah, so there's that pond. I'm going to what was that? You want to mess with this buzzard, or we're chasing the buzzard around. I don't think he likes it too well. So yeah, I'm gonna go, I'm probably gonna go look at that pond that I caught a lot of heck over, with the trees and stuff still on the levee and all that. Like I said, we finally just now got some rain. It is January the 10th. We finally got a decent enough rain. Y'all wait till y'all see how much water is in Rook's pond, even though his pond isn't really finished. But I'm gonna let it dry out another day and then go do some work with a grading bucket, but I'll talk about that later. This right here is looking pretty good too. It's got a little bit of standing water on it, but it's not really that bad considering how much rain we just got the other night. It was a lot. And so yeah, let's go check out another pond. All right, y'all, we're here at Rook's place. I just pulled up. It's my first time seeing it. They sent me some pictures. Pictures yesterday. don't look like it's got as much water in it as I thought it did, but it's got a pretty good bit considering how deep that thing is in the center. Oh yeah, it's got a lot of water in it actually. Wow, that was all from one night. Right here is what I'm talking about. I've got to still do. I mean, we was finishing this thing and it was raining. It's 1,000 wonders that we even got what we did after it started raining. But I gotta define this ditch line right here. I see how it's kind of holding water still. My skid steer, it's still acting stupid. I ain't even had time to really work on it. I think the filter, I got to get a new filter housing. I think that filter housing isn't sealing off like it's supposed to, but Rook and them did set that culvert in there, and he just put concrete bags on top of it for some unknown reason. But yeah, the next time y'all see me here, of course y'all can see my equipment still sitting here. I gotta fix this ditch line, and I really want to go around and slick these edges up. But anybody that knows this type clay, once it gets wet, how much of a pain it is to deal with. I'm just going to take these big clumps and stuff and just smooth them out. There's really nothing you can do with them right now because it's so wet. But the back side of the levee, y'all can see how wide this levee is now. I had one guy tell me that I didn't go deep enough with the core because crawdads was going to ruin it. That's just silly. If a crawdad drills through that all the way to where it will start leaking and drain this pond, then I'd like to shake that crawdad's hand, because that's one serious dude right there. But yeah, man, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the work we accomplished in the amount of time. Rook and his guys, you know, they cut trees for a living, but they're no dummies. I know we give each other a hard time, but there's some hard working dudes, and they did very well. The hardest thing was keeping Rook patient. He was ready to be done with this job the day we started on it, and I knew that was going to be my biggest hurdle, is just keeping him calm, because I knew this thing was going to be a process, and it was going to be a long one, for how much dirt we had to move out and really what all was going to have to be done. And I really needed another 2-3 days out here, honestly. Rook and his guys can take care of that tree and stuff. That's no big deal. I just had to get it out of the way. I'm just looking to see the erosion. There's a pretty good bit kind of right there, y'all can see. But I'll fix all that once the ditch line is corrected. What I may do is reach down in this thing, in this head section with an excavator and that smooth bucket, and try to dredge that thing out a little bit more. It wasn't as deep as I wanted it to be. Like I said, the biggest hurdle was keeping Rook calm and keeping him from just wanting to just say the heck with it, call it quits or call it good, because this very corner right here where the water's coming in at, this pond probably would have been full up to there if we hadn't cut that out, and he was ready to just say the heck with it. But I kept arguing with him, and he finally listened to me. We could have cut out another probably 10 loads right here, but I mean, that's probably 4 foot deep right there where the water's up to once it gets on over to here to the actual water line, which is good. I mean, we got a good shelf right there. It'd be good for the fish and just give it different layers, I guess. I'm going to set the culvert right here in this corner. He got 60 foot. I'm kind of worried that our culvert may not be big enough to handle the water that can come in here. But basically the emergency overflow, whatever you want to call it, spillway, will kind of come through there, through the trees and stuff. I'm not worried about this levee washing out. that clay right there, that stuff just really doesn't wash like more of a sandier type clay, I guess, more of the reddish dirt. It's going to be very hard for this levee to wash, especially once it gets grass and stuff on it. I mean, I know it can wash out. Don't take me the wrong way, but this levee will be very hard to wash out versus a red clay or more of a sandier type dirt. So I'm not worried about it right now. I can get those culverts set. I'll probably try to do that tomorrow or maybe next week. It's supposed to rain again Friday. Today is Wednesday. I don't know if it's going to dry out enough to set these culverts tomorrow or not. I told Rook what I'll probably have to do is go somewhere else on the property and dig down till we get to drier dirt. Cut the ditch out for the pipes and then fill it and pack it in with more drier dirt, because this stuff right here is going to be dang near impossible to work with, especially now that it's packed in and it's wet. It's just going to be, it's going to be like mold and clay. I mean, it's dang near impossible to do anything with. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I wish we could have made it a little bit bigger, a little wider, but you know, that's what he wanted. Y'all can see our flags there. That's going to be the water line. So yeah, man, there's a lot of water coming this thing. It's crazy. The old 313, man, that I know some guys said that it was way too small for the truck. I mean, of course it was. But this is what we had, you know. Hindsight's 2020, probably the better thing to do. Now that, you know, I knew what Rook was willing to do, we probably should have rented a bigger excavator in the truck and not rented that other dozer. But you know, the D3 would have struggled to keep up. Like I said, this is the finished dozer. It's not a big boy. I mean, you can do some work with it. I still love this dozer, even though, you know, it still got paint on the blade. I'm not really an operator just yet until all that paint's gone, but I do like the D3. It's a dang good dozer. It's very fun to operate. If I had it to do over again, I probably would have went with a D4 or a D6K if I could have found one. But you know, hindsight's 2020. But anyway, so yeah, I still got some work to do on this place. See, my battery's low. This is something Rook and his guys can work on, you know, whenever they're slow. What I'll probably try to do, I don't know, that fire should still have some hot coals in it. What I may try to do is just kind of push that around and stack it back up. I don't know. But these big piles of topsoil, you know, we can knock them out later once everything dries back out. You know, this is definitely not going to get finished this winter, I don't think, because there's still a big pile right there I got to do something with. It's got a bunch of sticks and stuff in it, but that can be worked on, you know, later on. I knew once we started this job that we could not stop until we had to, and you know, we just got rained out. Winter finally hit us here in Mississippi. I mean, it took long enough, but it's finally here. So there's Rook's Pond. Like I said, I still got some work to do. That'll be probably the next couple videos of just cleaning up. I got to get rid of that burn pile right there, kind of waste it out. I really want to put the root rake on the dozer and rake through all this section up here and get it dressed up if I can. It may be too hard to deal with that wet clay. So I got one more pond to show y'all, and that's going to be the most controversial one, so y'all stick around for it. Alright guys, here is the first pond I did this year, the one that caused the most controversy, but this pond was a good learning experience. I enjoyed this job a lot. It was a challenge. I knew I could do it. got him a tree planted there. I want to give a shout out to the homeowners of this place. They put the grass and stuff, seeded it and done all that stuff. Y'all can see it's got a nice cover of grass on it now. There's no washout spots on it. Looks very nice. Brad did a very good job of doing that. I know he put a lot of work into it. He put him some straw matting down right there to help that area, because it washed pretty bad actually the first time. That right there looks very good. He's got grass coming in that corner. That should be good this spring. Give a shout out to him for putting in the hard work after the fact, because that's very important. I know he had to stay out here and water that stuff, because as soon as I got done with this job, like, it basically rained the day before I got finished with it, or pretty much as I finished it, and it's rained like 4 times since then. So back here looks very nice. I don't see any standing water back here. I actually come back a few weeks ago. Well, I guess it's been 2 months ago, maybe 3 months by now, and just kind of smooth this out a little bit more. Wasn't no big deal, but y'all can see the back side of the levee here looks very nice. And this spring, when that grass surely does take hold, man, it's going to be beautiful back here. I received a lot of negativity, a lot of well, that's about all you can say about it, really. About this job, which, sometimes it bothers me, but at the same time, I could see, I had the vision for what I wanted this place to go. He even put him some brick right there. That looks good. Well, that's wood, I guess. That's helping hold that back. I wish that was wish we had a little bit longer culverts to put in there. But like I was saying, I had a lot of people that just made themselves sound really dumb about the way I did this, and the trees being left on the levee, and it all comes back down to, that's what the customer wanted. They wanted to leave the trees. So it doesn't matter what really anybody else has to say about the trees being on the levee, because they're not the ones paying me to do the job. I had no problem leaving the trees on the levee. I mean, the way I did it, the water's never going to even get to the trees. There are no roots. If y'all actually watched this job and paid attention to how I did it, there is no roots whatsoever in the front of this dam, which is where the water is going to stop anyway. If the trees would have, if I'd have done the work and then the trees would grow on the levee, yeah, I think it would then cause a problem. But these trees are mature. I mean, this one's probably going to die at any time because it's almost lived its full life. That one over there, it could die at any time. I mean, the trees, the roots are not going to grow anymore through the front of this levee and out the back of it to cause it to leak. I mean, let's get real, folks. Now, this tree they planted right here, yeah, that could possibly cause a problem, but that's probably 20-30 years on down the line. I don't even know what kind of tree it is, but it doesn't matter. These people own the property. If they want to plant a daggum row of trees down this levee, it doesn't matter. They own the property, so they can do what they want. I just gave them what they asked for, and they was happy with it. I was happy with it, so I think it's going to be a very beautiful pond, especially when it fills up. And I wish I could have got it a little bit deeper. That's kind of really my only concern about it. But the water still has to come up probably a good, y'all can see the overflow back there in that corner. It's still got to come up probably 4 or 5 feet. I know it's kind of misleading, but in that corner. It was pretty deep in that corner. It's still got to come up a good way. It's basically going to be right at the bottom of that big tree right there. And like I said, if y'all will follow, if y'all paid attention to when I cut out the front of that dam and basically record it from the front, there were no roots that I actually cut through. I know a lot of people were saying I killed the trees and this and that, and I mean, the trees may die. I mean, that's a fact. That was understood going into this job and leaving the trees is, hey man, you know, well, what I got to do and what I think needs to be done, it may kill the trees. I mean, that was understood. It's just, I don't think a lot of people listened to whenever I was talking about this job, but you know, that it doesn't matter. All the people that gave me support on this job, I really appreciate it. You know, it's got a little bit of washing right there, but you know, that's nothing compared to, that'll be pretty easy to fix. But the people who gave me support on this job, I can't thank y'all enough. The ones that actually watched and paid attention and knew where I was going with it, I appreciate y'all. You know, the ones that actually think and I guess actually do this type of work, understood. I thought there'd be more water in it actually, but I did get some pictures of it the other day. It was dang near bone dry, so it actually got a pretty good bit of water in it, about like Rook's Pond. We finally got a decent amount of rain the other day. I'm gonna fly over here real quick. There's the pool pad I did back with the 306 and the 299 a long time ago. That's a beautiful pool. They've got a beautiful place here. Here's the work I did back here. Doesn't look like the grass has really took hold back here. Kind of want to fly back here and check this ditch line. It looks like it's actually holding pretty good though, considering all that dirt was really sandy. Which I don't know if they seeded it. I kind of just told Jane to just blow her grass shavings off into that dirt, and it would take hold eventually, but it was kind of, we just didn't get any rain. Man, it was so dry. I don't know what these holes, I don't know where them holes are coming from, but it's weird. I don't know if something's digging those holes or what, but yeah, they seeded it in some spots I can see. Like it's holding water right there. A little bit. But yeah, I did a lot of work. I did a lot of packing dirt and stuff on this hill for them. If y'all haven't seen those videos, it's the pool foundation with the Cat 306. It's been probably a year and a half ago, I guess. I don't know, it's been a minute, but that's what this looks like now. They got a beautiful backyard, man. That's nice. That's a nice house too. I'm actually gonna go in there and talk to her in just a second. But yeah, I think this right here turned out beautiful. I'm happy with it. It was definitely a challenge. Me and Jimmy, you know, that's when Jimmy showed up and started helping me. We moved so much dirt on this job. If y'all haven't seen this project, some of my new subscribers, y'all go back and check this pond build out. See what I did. I just did the best I could, you know, with what I had, and leaving these trees in there, and the way the shape of this pond was, I'm not afraid of it one bit. People can say what they want to, but I really don't care. The way I dug this thing out and packed it back in with good dirt, and I mean, I don't know any other way you could have done it, honestly. So yeah, those are the ponds I've done this year, last year, whenever you want to call it. Man, I just can't believe this year's already gone. I don't know what the future holds. Things right now have slowed down finally. I finally caught up with everything. I've got a lot to do with the other side of my business, but as far as dirt work, it's just that time of year. Things have finally, winter has finally got here in Mississippi, the wet season. It's supposed to rain again Friday, and I guess we'll see. So like I said, I appreciate the ones that actually watch the channel and listen and keep up, and you know, use your head sometimes when leaving comments and suggestions. You know, it still just baffles me, some people, but the ones that do care, the ones that do give me support, y'all, I can't thank y'all enough, especially on projects like this. I mean, there were several times I was scratching my head just thinking, man, what have I got myself into? But then I remembered, like, you just stick to what you want to do, stick to what you know, and you just finish it. Don't worry about the naysayers and the internet operators. You just keep at it. So I appreciate y'all watching this. I know I got to do the 5,000 subscriber shirt giveaway. I'll try to hurry up and do that. I can't get Carly to sit still long enough. Me and her both have just been so busy, but I will try to get that done soon. So I appreciate y'all watching, guys, and I appreciate y'all support. Y'all keep your eyes open. I'll see you later.